Hello everyone and welcome to this new video. I'm Ombra and today I'm gonna show you my commander guides for Oglurg, the Troll Master. Oglurg is a commander of the evil faction who can fit the role of damage dealer or also the role of a tank. In this guide we're gonna focus on a tank build version cause I think there's only few commander of the evil faction who can fit this role of a tank, and Oglurg maybe is one of the best in this role. Starting from the skill, Oglurg at respect 5 have 23 skill point. The first 10 you're gonna place on a Troll Master skill to increase the defense of the unit in this formation by 16 for 6 rounds. In addition, if the unit in the formation are troll, you're gonna increase by 5 more points the defense and also the attack. Then you want to place 10 points on Mountain Orc Leader to increase attack and defense of troll, orcs, urukai or beast in your formation by 15 for all the duration of the battle and also the initiative of 5. Additionally, you're gonna increase the defense of your unit by 5 if you fight in a stone land, and also you're gonna increase your HP by 10%. This is an insane buff for a tank. Finally, you want to use the last 3 points on Ground Command, a skill that inflicts bleeding on 2 formation in round 4 and 8. The bleed gonna deal 45% physical damage for the next 3 instances of damage received from the target affected by that. At respect 5 on Oglurg you have already 90% of the tank capability of this commander, and for the 90% of the player I suggest to stay at respect 5, you don't need more for be the tank. If you choose to bring them to respect 10, you're gonna have 3 more skill points to assign. You're gonna place all of them on a Ground Command for increase the bleeding damage to 90% and also for decrease the defense of the enemy hit by that by 10 for 2 rounds. At least you're gonna have a bit of debuff from that. At this level you also gonna unlock the unique of Oglurg and we're gonna check that late in the build. If you are crazy and you want to max Zenith Oglurg, you're gonna have 7 more points to assign. The first 4 points you're gonna assign on Ground Command for max that, you're gonna increase the bleeding damage to 150% and you're gonna also increase the instance of damage to 4. All the additional points from that I'm suggest you to use on the power of the bloodline and not on Axe Overload, cause you don't gonna have damage or attack on your build, so you want to be tank and increase defense of your troll unit. It's very good, but again I strongly advise to don't go over respect 5, maximum respect 10 if you want the unique on this commander. If we talk about the equipment, Oglurg is a tank, so want command and troop defense for increase the sustain. As a weapon, the best in slot is the Reckoning, which provide 240 of command and 45 of unit defense. As alternative you can think to run the Lang, which provide 200 of command and 27 of unit defense, and then at epic level I suggest you to use Cutlass for 130 of command and 15 of unit defense. Talking about chest, Oglurg is an orc, so cannot dress the high elf Auberk cause it's race restricted, so the best in slot for them is the Durance Plate, which provide 36 of unit defense. There's no other option outside that at legendary level. At epic level what I suggest you is the Superior Auberk, which provide 18 of unit defense. Talking about the helmet, the best in slot is the 𝒆𝒚𝒘𝒐𝒓𝒅𝒔 Island, which provide 130 command and 48 of unit defense. As alternative you can think to run the 𝒆𝒚𝒘𝒐𝒓𝒅𝒔, which provide 120 of command and 42 of troop defense. That is a very solid choice, not so far from the other helmet. And at epic level what I suggest is the Horseman Helm, which provides 70 of command and 18 of unit defense. On the accessory again we have a problem cause the best in slot is the Silver Harp of Lothlorien, but is restricted to the orc, so we need to run the Carved Dragon Tooth, which provide 120 of command and 27 of unit defense. As alternative we can think to run the Defender of Mountain, which provide 110 of command and 27 of unit defense. They are pretty close in terms of value, just 10 of command less on the second. Then as epic level we can run the Drums of Moria, which provides 70 of command and 18 of unit defense. Talking about the set effect, the best in slot is the Thick Armor, which provide plus 20 of unit defense. For a commander that have already an insane amount of defense, that is a very solid and powerful stacking. As alternative, you can think to run Fortitude for have 10% physical damage reduction for your formation, or you can think to run Divide and Conquest for have a scaling on your damage reduction, start from 2% or round 1 and finish at round 10 with 20%. As last option, I suggest you the Evasive Action, which provide 20% damage reduction for the first 3 rounds. It's a solid buff versus the early damage, but maybe is not what you're searching versus good faction. The Relic of Oglurg is the Brutal Axe. A statistically level is provide 20 of command and 6 of troop defense, that are the 2 bonus very useful, but the other 2 bonus are not fantastic. So overall I can say it's worth to unlock that, of course, but it's not worth invest all your golden item for strength that, cause the possibility to land on a correct bonus is only 50% and also the command bonus is only 20. Talking about the bonus, the Raging command gonna increase the damage of the troll and the orcs by 12% when you attack, but you don't care cause your Oglurg gonna be a tank, and in addition if you defend a tile you're gonna have 450% HP recover on the round 8 onwards. That is not a bad sustain, but it's also not fantastic. We are talking about 8-9k of healing in total. Overall I don't suggest to refine this item, is not worth, only if you are a Kraken you can think to do that, there's a lot of better option. The unit selection on Oglurg are pretty easy. You can run the Great Beast, that is probably the best unit you can run. You're gonna have an insane amount of HP, a very good defense that gonna scale a lot with the buff of Oglurg, and you're gonna also force the enemy to attack you. But for run the Great Beast you need to hire that, so it's a bit expensive and long. As alternative you can think to run the Mountain Troll, that gonna receive even more buff from Oglurg. They are a bit less effectiveness in terms of provoking the enemy cause gonna taunt only the basic attack, but they are definitely more tanky and more easy to recruit. These are the only 2 options I suggest to run on Oglurg. Now we talk about the commander I suggest with Oglurg. The Undying is one of the best in my opinion cause provide the evasion, and when you have a solid tank that can taunt the enemy, have the evasion are really strong, cause you're gonna have the tank that absorb all the initial damage and then you're gonna have the evasion for your DPS, and that is a very good synergy. Also commander like Lotr and Saruman that need a lot of time for bring the damage, you need the round 3, you need the round 6, you need the round 9 with them. Gonna benefit a lot from a commander that can provoke the enemy and preserve the unit of Lotr and Saruman to die. As counter commander of course we have Sauron, cause with the skill the Deceiver can stall the buff pretty easy from Oglurg, cause Oglurg is very slow, and that's gonna make that a lot more squishy. And for last, all the elemental damage dealer are counter of Oglurg, cause Oglurg don't have any flat damage reduction, have only defense, and defense get ignored for the elemental damage. That's all for this guide. I think Oglurg have a serious potential to be a good tank for the Evil faction. Of course it's not at the level of Falgin or Frodo and Sam of the good faction, but it's the best option for an Evil player who want a real solid tank, and it's also pretty cheap because you need only Respect 5 and you have already 90% of its potential. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like it, just smash like on that and also subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Let me know in the comment what you think about this build and also what commander you wanna see in the future video. Like always, I wanna remember you, I have an affiliated code with the game that allow you to buy gems from the official site of the game, and if you choose to use my link, the devs gonna recognize me a little commission of what you spend and you're gonna support directly my channel. I'm gonna leave you the link on the description of the video and also in the first comment. In this video I wanna also say thank you to everyone that choose to join my Discord. We reach 1k of members and that is a big goal for me. If you're not on that and you wanna join it, you're gonna find the link on the description of the video. Again, thank you for following me and see you in the next. Woo!